In the previous video, we saw how we can create clothes in ZBrush by using the meshes or by also importing and adding parts later on using other brushes and other tools that we find in ZBrush. So in this video, we're gonna continue to work a little bit on the clothing part, on the accessories. We're gonna work a little bit more with the hard surfaces instead of the soft surfaces. So again, this is kind of going back with the steps that I have made in the previous video. So I started with a simple extraction of meshes and create the cloth, the base part of the cloth, and then I start to add parts like tubes and little like pieces of engines here and there, and this is like the final result. And this is relatively simple to do in ZBrush just by using the IMM parts brush that you will find in the brushes. So I want to use this model also in this video to show you how to create like a little bit of high-tech parts and also like carvings and chisels parts. And well, let's before see what else we did in a previous video. So we created this clothing, this apparel design, this fashion design, if we can call it that. And also we worked a little bit on the soft surfaces that will help you to create the clothing parts and the apparel. So we continue to work on our project by using many different brushes, and we saw how we can increase the level of details little by little. So we started with some really draft models, and then we created the medium detailing, and then we're going forward into more fine details, video by video, lesson by lesson. We are increasing the level of details and also a little bit the level of complexity. Now I also show you how you can create relief, so kind of a 3D superficial carving or relief by using the bas relief feature, the new feature here in ZBrush, which is pretty similar to the Z depth or the depth map that we can apply with the alpha. Or we saw also projection master and other projection tools previously. So you can see how many ways we can use the 2D and turn it into 3D and go all the way. Take the 3D. In this case, we took the whole character and also the various parts, the various subtools, that we projected those onto a ring. So for jewelry design, this is pretty handsome. And also you know, you can sculpt, you can project parts. And I also want to show you in this video how you can like create an helmet, and also with a similar technique you can create all parts of an armature. So you can create like an armor, a body armor, an helmet, and other parts. So I want to show you how you can sculpt a little bit more hard surfaces instead of soft surfaces like clothing. But again, we have so many tools in ZBrush. And also you can try with these models. You can download them here from Sketchfab. I'm going to show you some models that you can use to study how they are made. And you can see if I zoom in, this contains a lot of details. And we're going to see how we can add these superficial details later on. These are really fine details. You can see here they are like projected and carved out. And you have like the leather effect, and you have like scratches and this little skews and the seams there. So you can add a lot of details if you want to increase the realism of your object. But as usual, you're gonna start with a rough model, and then you can increase the level of details. So you can see here how in Sketchfab you will find a lot of types of armatures or armors. Then you can download, you can study. Again, you can see how they're made. And I think that before you actually go into sculpting and create, you need to have a lot of information. So try to open up these models, try to get inspiration from these, try to understand how they're made. And this goes for essentially any model that you want to create. So if you want to create like something like cyberpunk, you can go there, like something more technologic. If you want to create vehicles, if you want to create firearms or jacket, which can look more photorealistic and futuristic, well, go there and take inspiration, see how all of these are made, and try to replicate that. Now you can see that I'm just showing you many examples of hard surfaces. So these are so many different types, and this is kind of a hybrid between soft surface like a cloth, like a jacket, and it also contains some hard edged geometry, so you can do like a combination of the two. And this is again a really detailed jacket, a really detailed apparel. So if we zoom in, we can see it has this kind of a noise, superficial noise. So it contains really fine details, and we're gonna see how to build them later on. Just gonna show you here that you can do all of this in ZBrush. Just take your time, and it's gonna take a lot of time to create something like this. But again, you can download it. You can also use it in your model if you want. These are CC BY, so you can just download them, use them, and just credit the author in Sketchfab here as I'm doing. I'm showing you the name of these different models and also the authors if you want to get these models and again study them, try to understand how they were built. Now we can also use painting and sculpting, but this is something that we're going to do later on. But this is to show you again some hard surface. This is more like wood instead of like iron or metal, so it looks hard but not so hard. It's kind of a middle way. So you need to figure out how hard is your material. So sometimes it's pretty hard and straightforward, like some technological piece, some futuristic piece, but sometimes like for old armors or like old sculpture, they have this kind of soft pieces of metal. And this is also a perfect combination here of mechanical pieces like robots pieces, this cyber samurai here, and it also contains clothing which is not so soft, and also these like metal plates that are applied to the helmet. So I want to try to do something like that more or less in my project. And you can see that like old armors, they were plate armors, so they were built by different pieces of metal that were really thin, and they were like curved around a subject. So this is why it's called plate armor, because these are really thin and curvy pieces of metal. And you can see there they contain bas reliefs and carvings and so many details that you can decide if you want to add or not. And they also contain like stains, and they are like damaged. So the more details you're gonna add, the more they're gonna look realistic. And in terms of sculpting, but also in terms of painting. So we're gonna talk about painting later, but you can see there is a combination of painting and sculpting. And you also have those tiny circles that creates like the armor beneath the plate armor. So now let's jump back, and I want to start with some brushes that you can use with hard sculpting. And I want to get rid of the cloth here. I don't want to use if you want to use this one, by the way, it's called Female Z Project, and you will find it in the projects in the light box. Now I'm going to turn off everything that concerns the clothing. I'm just going to use the standard model. You can see how I have painted out the cloth here and then extracted the cloth to create soft clothing. So I just want to go back to the original model, and I want to start by showing you some of the brushes that can help you to create hard surfaces. Now, first of all, this is one that we already saw. It's called clay tubes, and it's going to create like this extrusion on the surface. And you can see it's pretty rough at the moment, so we always need to shift and click and try to smooth it out. So these are going to look like some plates, some metal inserts beneath the skin, below the skin. So this is kind of an effect that you can do like for cyberpunk, or try to create some additional part under the skin. And let's move on. Let's see something else here. And also the flatten is probably one of the